Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It is officially September, which means fall knitting is here. The best time of the year to knit and crochet. But we're talking about knitting in this video, so I love fall. I love fall because I live in New England, so it gets super beautiful, but also my favorite thing to make is sweaters. Personally, I love sweaters, I love cardigans, I love wearables period, but those two are my favorite. And ever since I started knitting a couple years ago, I'm just totally obsessed with knitting sweaters. So I'm very excited for it to be fall, and to celebrate I figured I'd compile a list of 20 absolutely gorgeous, totally cool patterns to share with you guys. They're all free because I know listen, money can be tough, I get it. You have to spend the money on yarn, you don't want to spend the money on the pattern. So here are a bunch of really cute, fun, free patterns for you guys. If you are a crocheter and you stumble on this video hoping that there's gonna be crochet patterns, I do not have any in this one, but I have so many crochet pattern recommendation videos. I did one about a year ago with like 25 or something crochet sweater patterns, so I will make sure to link that in case any of you want to check that out as well, or you just prefer crocheting, whatever reason. I have plenty of recommendations also on my page. But quickly, before we get into all of the patterns, we have a very quick word from today's sponsor. It is the beginning of cold weather season, which if you're anything like me, which I'm imagining that you are, it means a lot more cozy hobbies like knitting, crocheting, and of course reading. And the lovely people over at Book of the Month make it easier than ever to sink into some well-deserved reading time. If you haven't heard of Book of the Month, they are a monthly book subscription service that brings brand new books to your doorstep every single month. At the beginning of every month, you get to pick from their curated list of new releases, and once you do, the book will be delivered to you in their iconic blue Book of the Month box. The two books that I selected this month are The Heartbreak Hotel by Ellen O. Clover and All the Way to the River by Elizabeth Gilbert. Not gonna lie, I already read this book. I received it and then immediately dove in because it sounded so good, okay? Sue me, it sounded so good. I literally could not put it down. It was cozy, it was heartwarming, it was everything I wanted a good romance book to be. I was very pleased. And I read a ton of romance books. If you guys have been here, if you've heard me talk about the books that I read, I almost exclusively read romance, so to find a romance book that kept me as entertained and engaged, it's not very easy for me. I'm pretty critical. This one was so good. And of course, Book of the Month has a wonderful deal for all of you friends here on our channel. Use the code JACKET at checkout to get your first book for only $5 and a free hat, okay? This is the hat I picked. It says book person because, you know, I'm a book person. So if you want, we can twin. How cute would that be? Once again, use code JACKET to receive your first book for only $5 and get a bonus free hat. Thank you so much to Book of the Month for sponsoring today's video. And let's get into all of these gorgeous patterns. Okay, first of all, if you hear my neighbor mowing the lawn, I apologize. It's like as soon as I start recording a video, people decide now's the time to make as much noise outside my window as possible. So we're gonna pretend we don't hear that, and I'm just gonna talk really loudly and everything's gonna be perfect and good. It's gonna be perfect. So the first pattern that I want to share with you guys is the Jasper Jumper. I am obsessed with this sweater. Oh my god. I've been a fan of the Knit Edit who designed this pattern for years. I've been following them for years. They're very talented, and this sweater is so cute. I didn't know actually that it was a free YouTube tutorial until I was doing research for this video. I've only ever seen it as a written pattern, so there is that option if you prefer to have something written. But if you like a YouTube video, this is one of those. It is so cute, it is oversized, it looks so comfortable, and it looks to be a really good stash buster. So if you have a ton of yarn that you don't really know what to do with, perfect pattern to use. Next up, you know I had to include this. You cannot talk about fall knitting and not include the Rory Gilmore sweater. You just can't. You can't do it. Maybe this will be the year that I finally do it. Okay, I've been talking big game for many a year that I was gonna knit this, and I have not yet. So one up me, you do it. You do this, please. I'm begging you. This is another YouTube tutorial. This one does not have a written pattern to go along with it, but the video is very thorough. It explains everything that you need to know to make it. And like I said, when you're talking about fall knitting, you have to talk about the Rory Gilmore sweater. It's like one of the most iconic, you know. The next pattern is called the Just Sweater by Laura Unico. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is for the person who is just looking for the perfect basic sweater. This is exactly that. It has a really nice collar, drop shoulder, seems to be just the perfect staple for your wardrobe. You hold it double stranded, one of the strands being a mohair, so it gives it this really nice texture. I personally love the look of mohair with knitting, especially in sweaters. I think it helps transition it not only for a fall piece, but moving into winter as well. And it just adds a really nice texture, especially if you're not doing anything beyond stockinette. It's perfect. It's just a nice, great way to add a little bit of interest and dimension to a much simpler piece. So this, I think, is perfect as just a wardrobe staple. There are a lot of striped patterns I realized that I found for this list. Stripes are just in, or maybe I just really like them. Hopefully you like them too. This is the Knit Stripey V-neck cardigan by Yarnspirations. I don't know who designed it, but I found it on the Yarnspirations website. I know this color palette doesn't necessarily scream autumn, but I feel like a cream, an orange, a navy blue maybe. Beautiful. I love clearly a V-neck cardigan, the buttons up the front. I just feel like this is cute, classic, simple. You can make it true to size, you can make it a little oversized. You kind of can't go wrong with a pattern like this. And like I said, choose a good color palette and it will take you a very long way. I think that this is the perfect addition to a fall wardrobe. The next sweater is another cable knit. It's slightly different from the Rory sweater, so if that's not totally your style but you want to do cables, or maybe you already made the Rory sweater and want something different, this one's for you. This is the North Sea Erin pattern by Abigail Gray. I love the cable detailing on this. It is just absolutely beautiful. Another thing I like about this is it feels very gender neutral. It could be taken very feminine, it could be taken very masculine. You can wear it somewhere in between. I think the best patterns you can wear all different ways. It makes it very universal, a very good addition to anybody's wardrobe. I have a ton of sweater patterns in this video, but I wanted to make sure I have some accessories as well, because sometimes you want something a little bit quicker than a sweater, you know what I mean? So this is the Weekend Tote by Aubrey Baumgartner. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I love this bag. Very slouchy, very cute. I really like the size of it. It feels like it would be perfect to go to the farmer's market. We're right at the end of farmer's market season, getting that delicious, beautiful fall produce. This is the perfect bag. It's made with worsted weight yarn, so I feel like this could be another stash buster. If you have some thinner yarn, you could hold it double. That could be really cute. I really love the shape. I love how big it is. The one strap over the shoulder. I'm just really in love with this pattern. I definitely want to make it for myself, and I think it's very universal. The next pattern is the Watch Cap and Mitts by Pearl Soho. This one feels like a pattern that could be easily taken into winter. So you can start with the cap. It's a really classic, cute beanie, and then you can make the mitts towards the end of fall as it's getting colder and colder in the winter when you need to keep your hands warm as well. I love a matching set. I think it's super cute. This is one that I can't imagine would take you too long, so just a nice little project to do in between bigger ones, and super cute. I love the brown color that she used in this sample. I'm obsessed. So cute. Next up, we have the Sally vest by Annabelle Williams. I love this vest. I am honestly not impressed by vests all that much anymore. I loved them a couple years back. I feel like they were super popular. I think in some ways the vest will always be popular, but I like this style a ton. I feel like we saw a lot of similar silhouettes in the past couple years. I like how this one is a button up the front with a little bit of a higher collar. It's not terribly high. I just like how the buttons come all the way up to the top. You can button it singularly up top like they did in this image, or keep it buttoned all the way down. Good for layering, short sleeves, long sleeves. I feel like you can just wear it a bunch of different ways, which is really, really helpful. I feel like that makes a knit really worth it when you can kind of dress it up, dress it down, wear it in different ways. Next up is the Hipster Bag by JC Boggs. This pattern is literally from 2005, period. I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. This feels so perfect for fall. And it made me chuckle that it was from 2005 because girl, this is all cyclical. What's going around is coming around. 2005 was 20 years ago. You know, of course it's back in style now. I think this bag is so cute. It is a little knit fanny pack. I love the star detailing on this, the little button to close it. It is just adorable. I love the colors that the artist used, and yeah, there's not much to say about this. I just think it's a really cute accessory that would be a great way to dress up a simple outfit, kind of like they did in this image with the white top and jeans. Just super cute. Up next is this lace knit top, also from Yarnspirations. I know it's short sleeve and I know it's cropped, but I feel like this could be a perfect summer into fall transitional piece. I bet there's also a lot of great ways to layer this. They advertise it as a layering top, but I really like the way the model wore it here with the off the shoulder. It feels very trendy. I feel like I've been seeing a ton of off the shoulder tops in the past couple months for summer, so having a knit version that's gonna be a little bit warmer, I feel like it's really nice. Here I am again with more cable sweater pattern recommendations. Okay, this one is slightly different. It is a turtleneck. Once again, I think that this is a good end of fall, like as it's really getting much colder into winter kind of piece. This is the cable knit pullover, also by Yarnspirations. Very cute. I love the cable on this. If you're looking for something maybe a little bit easier as you're getting into cabling, I think this one's great because it's just on the body. So you only need to focus on the cabling on the body. The sleeves seem to be just stockinette, so maybe it's gonna be a little bit easier for somebody who's just learning how to do cables. Pretty classic cables. You have one really interesting one. I wish I knew the name, going down the middle, but this one I feel like is a little bit more digestible if you're just getting into those. Next we have the Irish Diamond Headband by Sarah Newman. I love a headband. I feel like it's very, very underrated. It has been on my to-do to either crochet or knit myself a cute headband for a very long time now, and this one is so adorable. The diamond pattern reminds me of the Rory sweater, but it also reminds me kind of the Taylor Swift cardigan. I'm looking at mine. I think that there is diamond detailing on it, so whether you want to do it Taylor Swift cardigan style in that colorway or the colorway of the Rory sweater, I know they could be very similar. That's what this reminded me of, and it's very cute. I bet if you used a thinner yarn, you could use this as like an everyday headband as well, and a thicker yarn would be perfect as like little ear warmers when it's really cold. So before I said we had a much more beginner friendly cable pattern, this is for the intermediate girlies who are looking to get a little bit of a challenge. This is the Nordic cable pullover, also by Yarnspirations. I loved the color work that was happening across the chest. The cables are absolutely gorgeous. I personally love the colors that they chose to use for this sample. I think it's very autumnal, which really drew me to it. Maybe you're comfortable doing cables, that's not the problem for you, and you want to do a little bit more. This is a great challenge with the color work all through the middle. I know I struggle a lot with intarsia. Color work is very tough for me, so this would be a really fun challenge if you are comfortable with the cables and want to do something a little bit more. Up next we have the classic striped scarf. Come on now, I told you there was going to be a lot of stripes. This is just cute and classic. Stripes, like I said, feel very trendy right now, and this YouTube tutorial teaches you how to knit a striped scarf. Easy peasy. There are a ton of different ways that you can do this. You could do super thick blocks of striping, you could do thin ones, you can mix match the weight. This could be another good stash buster. Once you learn how to switch yarn colors, it's super easy to get any look that you want. I really love a stripe, I really love a scarf, so I totally will be making myself a gorgeous little striped scarf this season, and you should too. Up next is the Holiday Balaclava by Thinning on Ravelry. I love the shape of this. I like the classic balaclava shape, but it has a button underneath. I feel like a lot of the time I don't see any sort of accessory or detailing besides maybe a tie on a balaclava. I loved the button on this. I like how structured this looks. The colors that they chose for the samples drew me in as well, I'm not gonna lie. And like I said, I love that button on the bottom, so you could just easily take it on and off. Super cute, super classic. Another pattern that could be taken from fall into winter super easily. Next we have the Linger cardigan by Asa Bushta. I hope I pronounced that correctly. My first thought when I saw this cardigan is that it reminded me a ton of the Agnette cardigan. Once again, I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. Agnette cardigan by Petite Knit. That's what I thought of as soon as I saw this. Except this one is free and it has pockets. Come on now, that's amazing. I love the texture on this. The stitch that they used, I'm not entirely sure if it was a brioche, if it was something different, but I was just really obsessed with it. I love the buttons going up the front. It looks super cozy, and I feel like this is another pattern that would look good a little bit oversized or true to size. Next we have the Delicate Dance cardigan by Drops Designs. I love a tie front cardigan. I think it is timeless. It is super cute. This is one that I feel like would transition well end of summer into fall if you want to use a cotton or a cotton blend. I think that this would be perfect for layering for, like I said, a bunch of different seasons. And I really like the cream color that they did the sample in. I think that makes it super universal. Okay, as I'm editing this, I realized that I missed one of the patterns that I had on my list, and I wanted to make sure I brought it up. So we also have the No Fuss Knit by an artist named Leah. They go by Kiss Kiss Rhinestones. Fierce. I loved this. It is a raw hem sweater, so this is a very good beginner one. You also can use a bunch of different yarn, like a Stash Buster project, or I think this is what the artist does in their sample. You can use the self-striping yarn and then you'll get like a really cool, really unique pattern. I think there are so many really gorgeous self-striping yarns out there, and like sometimes it's hard to find a good use for them, so I feel like a pattern like this is perfect. But yeah, raw hem, so no ribbing or anything. I feel like you can knit it up pretty quickly. It's very cute. It's like a perfect oversized, slightly oversized sweater. But yeah, I just wanted to pop in as I was editing to make sure that I, you know, got actually 20 patterns in this video. Let me not clickbait and lie to my good friends watching this video. So the second to last pattern we have is the Retro Wedge Felted Bag by Miriam L. Felton. This is another almost 20-year-old pattern. It is from 2006. I love this one, guys. I think the shape is so gorgeous. I've seen a lot of this style shape bag. I don't know if it's technically, I don't know if it's a baguette bag or if it's like a crescent. I almost said a croissant. I'm not positive. I will look it up and put it on the screen what I mean, but I have seen a ton of bags in this shape that at least I have been super into. I feel like they're super trendy currently, so this is a really cute knit version of something like that, and by felting it, it creates a firmer bag. I think the felting adds such an interesting level of detail to it. And last but certainly not least, we have another felted bag from 2006. Come on now. This is the Striped Felted Clutch by Sarah Punderson. I love this one. I love the stripes. I love the felted. I love the shape of the bag specifically. I think it is very unique. This one feels like another pattern that can go from summer to fall, but kind of feels year-round, which I love. The felted, like I said earlier, gives it a really interesting texture that I think is just stunning. It is just gorgeous. All of the different colorways that they did these samples in, I am obsessed with each and every one of them. This is like a new must make for me. I really did save the best for last because this is very quickly going on my fall knitting and crocheting plans. I really like this pattern. Okay, and that is all I have for you guys today. I hope that you guys liked the patterns that I selected. Hopefully there's at least one in here that you feel like you will want to make. This was really fun to put together. I really tried to challenge myself to get a wide array of things. Clearly we saw that there were still a lot of cables and a lot of stripes, so maybe I didn't totally hit the nail on the head, but that's okay. That's okay. That is okay. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know. I love searching for patterns and sharing them with you guys, so I'd be more than happy to make a crochet one, more knitting ones. Just let me know. And let me know what other videos you want to see from me in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me. I love you all so very dearly, and I will see you next time with a brand new video. Bye, everybody.